Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with Java August 2022 batch online training session 3. So today onward, right, I will start Java. So next 4 session will be Java, right? So basic Java, advanced Java, the ops concept, right? Different loop, different conditional statement, right? Constructor, method, and then the Java collection framework, and like slowly with the Java multi-threading part. So all the important topics whichever will be relevant for to start your automation, right? Selenium with Java. So that will be covered in the upcoming 4 session. So in today's session, I will cover what is Java all about, what are comment, data type, variable, object and classes, what is Java operator, right? What is Java string, what is Java array, what are the different kind of loop like for loop, while loop and do while loop, and how we can control the loop with the help of break and continue keyword in Java. So Java is a programming language, right? Definitely, right? So initially C++ came into the market. So C was not an object oriented programming language, but like C++ was object oriented part, and also Java is also object oriented programming language. So Java was developed in the year of 1995 initially by Sun Microsystem, but nowadays it is a part of like Oracle corporations, right? So that is the reason in case you want to install the Java, you need to go to the Oracle site. After that you can install the Java. So once you install the Java, you need to set the path of the Java, right? Till the JDK folder and JDK build folder, you already seen in the first session how to set the path for the Java, right? Java underscore home or in the path variable. So in Java, why Java is more popular in the market? Still lot of kind of competitor language came into the market, right? It can be Python, C has, right? Even some of the people's mainframe, .NET, SAP, C++, right? Lot of programming language. Still Java is very popular because Java the following right listed reason like simple, object oriented, portable, secured, platform independent, architecture neutral, high performance, robust, interpreted, and multi-threaded. So we'll cover one by one. So Java is very easy to learn, and one of the important things that if you learn Java, right, so you can learn other programming language very easily, right? Java's syntax is very simple, clean, and easy to understand, right? According to Sun, Java language is simple programming language. Then Java, everything is object, right? Right? So Java is an object oriented programming language. Everything in Java will be considered as an object. Object oriented means user will organize their software as a combination of different type of object that incorporates both data and behavior. Data means the variable here, and behavior means the property, right? Here you will be defining as a method, right? I will be slowly you can learn all the concept. So object oriented is nothing but the OPS, right? Sometimes you have heard the term called OPS. So OPS is nothing but the object oriented programming structure. So it's a methodology which simplifies software development and maintenance by providing some rule. So in Java, primarily whenever you're talking of the ops, right, there is definitely object and classes is there. Apart from that, four key kind of ops concept is there in the Java, which is the inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So I'll cover all the terms down the line, right, or the next session, so you can get to know what are the different things like of the ops concept. Then Java is portable because it facilitates user to carry the Java bytecode to any platform. It does not require any implementation. Means suppose today you are writing some program in your Microsoft window, right? Tomorrow same thing you can port right to the other system called Mac or Linux. So there will be no change, right? Java is secured because Java is best known for its security. With Java, user can develop virus-free system. So platform independent I already mentioned, right? Java is platform independent, kind of portable stuff. It's same meaning, right? Java is platform independent because it is different from other programming language, right? Like C++, etc., which are compiled into a platform-specific machine, while Java is write once, run anywhere language. So platform specific means like a hardware or software, right? The environment which are you are preparing. So right, it does not matter where which hardware you are implementing, means which operating system you are using. So you can write the code once and you can use anywhere in the other operating system as well. Then the high performance Java is faster than other traditional interpreted programming language because Java bytecode is close to very native language, native code, right? So Java is interpreted language, that is so why sometime might be it slower than the other C++ language, but most of the time, right, Java is kind of performance is very high. Then architecture neutral. So Java compiler generates an architectural neutral object file format which makes the compiled code executable on many processors with the presence of Java runtime system or the JRE, right? Java runtime environment, that is called JRE. Then multi-threaded. So I'm giving a simple example. Suppose say you are having 5 sweets, right? And you are the only person to eat all the sweets, right? Then in case I am giving the sweets, right, you can eat one by one. It might take 10 minutes time, or maybe in case you are full with like 3 sweets, like 2 sweets, you cannot take it on that day. But in case I am giving 5 resources, like along with you I am giving 4 more person to eat the 5 sweet, so 5 person will pick up the 5 sweet, like, and performance will be fast, right? It will be fast. Maybe within 1 minute time all the sweets can be eaten. So that is the reason multi-threaded means multiple thread or multiple processor will work simultaneously, right, so or concurrently. So that way, right, we will execute our code faster, right? So the main advantage of multi-threading is that it does not occupy memory for each thread. It shares a common memory area, right? Threads are important for multimedia, web application, etc. Robust means it's very strong. Robust means strong. Why Java is robust? Because of 2 or 3 important points, right? So in Java there is an exception handling mechanism is already available. You can will learn soon in the upcoming session. And the type checking mechanism also available, right? Apart from that, in Java there is an automated garbage collection process available which run on the JVM or Java virtual machine to get rid of the object which are not being used by Java application anymore. So these are the important point, right? It makes Java a robust. So why we need to remove the unused part, right? Suppose say today you are working for 5 different projects, right? So sometimes, so suppose a project might be over, right? Your might be my project might close, but in case you want to keep all the document in your your desktop or other drive, right? Your I mean, and in case you started working on the other project, right? You are not moving the project, so your memory will be full, right? So that is the reason you can place in some in the other shared drive where more space will be there, right? Otherwise you can remove this thing. So that is the reason, right? Kind of Java virtual machine is having some garbage collection process automatically, and in case you are not using for longer time, like those kind of thing will be automatically removed from the system, right? So that automatically your process will be fast, right? Interpreted. Java bytecode is translated on the fly to native machine instruction and it is not stored anywhere. The development process is more rapid and analytical since the linking is an incremental and lightweight process. So that is the different important features available in Java, for which, right, Java is still, right, leading the market. Though there are so many kind of computer programming language came into the market, still Java is very popular. Okay. Then syntax tool for Java. So you already seen, right, whenever we are creating some Java project, right? Let's try to create some Java class here. So we already created the project, our project, right? Selenium August 2022 batch. In case you want to just practice the Java, right, there is no requirement of importing the kind of Selenium jar file, just only automatically whenever you are creating a Java project, so automatically what will happen, automatically your reference Java file will be added to your project, right, automatically. But in case you want to deal with Selenium with Java, then you need to associate your Selenium jar file to your project. So here in the src file, we'll be creating a package, and in the package, right, we can create multiple classes, and even in the src folder we can create multiple package as well. So if you select the package and if you right click here, there is an option called class. You can create a class. Okay. So I'll be creating a like session 3, and definitely in case you are only using Java project, so you need to select the public static void main method. So I'll be letting you know what is the importance of this thing, right? And then you can click on the finish. And then if you want to print something, so you need to use SYSO method. So also today I'll be covering what is SYSO method. Then your execution will start from the main method, right? Before the main method, your execution will not start. So here only if you want to type something, right, that part either it will work or either it will print something in the console. So SYSO, then press Ctrl Enter, right? After that automatically your system.out.println method will be displayed here, and then you can type something, right, which will be in string format, and so that automatically whenever you will be running your code or program, right, that relevant thing will be printed in the console. Okay, so what is the Java syntax? Let's see what are the important syntax you never forget, right? Otherwise it will be throwing compilation error, or sometime it will throwing the runtime error. So what is compilation error? Sometime in case you are doing some mistake, right, and if you save your code, right, sometime, right, automatically it will throw some error, right? So that is called compilation error. And runtime error means if you want to run it, right, then suppose here I am just keeping one line ll, right, and if I press my save my code, you could see some error is getting thrown, right? You could see like multiple marker at this time, syntax error. So that is called compilation error, right? So in case you are you are missing something, so automatically it will show. But sometime whenever you are saving your code, right, it will throw not throw any error, but whenever running only your error will throw. So that is called runtime error, right? So it will cover slowly. I'll be covering it, and slowly you can get to know, right, what is the difference between all this stuff, important stuff. So now if you run your code, right, whatever automatically you want to print it out, right, with the help of the SYSO method, it will be printed out in the console. It's like test part, right? So what is the syntax of Java? Yeah, sorry. No. In case Java part, but in case you are using TestNG, so main method will not be required, right? In the TestNG, slowly you will learn, right? There's the @test annotation available. So with the help of the @test annotation, so you can create a test cases. So its main method will not be required. Because in case you are using a main method, the problem will be that in case you are writing 10 test cases, but those 10 test cases will be considered single test cases, right? Because you cannot write main method 10 times. So what is the thing you need to do? Either you need to create 10 class, or either you need to add all the all the important method in a single main method, right? All the your code. So that might be a challenge. So that is the reason in the real time, right, you need to implement the other relevant framework like TestNG. So that with the help of TestNG, you'll be creating multiple @test annotations, and each and every @test annotation will be considered as the test cases, right? So that's why it will be that part will be overcome. Yeah, just for now only you can just learn that what is the thing, but yeah, definitely in the real time you need to use some framework, right? Definitely. So that is the reason. So that is the reason slowly you will learn, right? Then you can go to the framework part. Yeah. So Java is very case sensitive language. So small and capital word is different, completely different, right? So suppose if you want to write here m, right? Here if you type m, it will not be same. It will throw error. If you press F, it will throw error. Might, right? So that is the reason, right? It's better to go for that same case sensitive. Okay. So yeah, if you says an n is capital, it will not work, right? So that is Java is case sensitive. First letter of the class should be in uppercase. So generally, whenever you will be writing a class, right, it should be uppercase. That is the convention or kind of rule. Method name should start with lowercase. Interface name should start with uppercase letter. Package name should start with lowercase, right? Whenever I create a package starting with lowercase. Class is uppercase. Interface name will be uppercase, like that. Method name will create with the lowercase. Constant name should be uppercase. Java program file, in case you are creating a program with the help of the notepad, right? So it should be similar to the class name, right? Program file name. So that is called program file name. session3.java, right? This is the same of class name, right? Java program execution will start from the main method, which is mandatory in every Java program. Every statement should end with semicolon symbol, right? Here if you write any kind of thing, it should end with semicolon. If you remove the semicolon, right, it will not work. It will throw the error. You could see what is the error? Syntax error, right? Insert semicolon to complete the block statement. So automatically some suggestion will be thrown. So you no need to always write worry. So that is the reason debugging skill I was letting you know also. But I was telling, right, as and when you practice it, right, you will able to get to know why the problem is coming. So you can easily fix your code, right? So in case people are saying that I want to debug the thing, no, it cannot be like that. So as and when you'll be writing more and more code, you'll be working like, then you'll be getting more and more knowledge, and it will help you to debug the thing very easily. Definitely Java will give some suggestion, but sometimes suggestion will not be appropriate. So you need some knowledge, right, to understand it. That is the reason. Suppose in case some person want to learn, right, the framework part, right, it cannot be learned. They can run one or two framework, but every time they'll be struggling, right? So that is the problem. Every time they'll be struggling. Okay, so you should learn. You should start with the sequencing order. So that will help you to learn the thing in a complete way. Okay. Then the last one is like code blocks should be enclosed with, right, second bracket, right? So whenever you are writing, right, you could see the main method second bracket is ending here, right, and that that ending here, and that part class that was also ending here, right? If you remove that second bracket, it will throw the error because the braces is not closed, right? You need to close whenever you are opening something. You need to close with the same way. So everything in second bracket, right, or the braces, it is called braces in Java. Then how to create and run a Java project I already shown, right? You need to launch Eclipse, need to create a Java project, create a package, create a Java class, you need to write a kind of some code, and then you can run it. So what is main method, right? What we have already seen, right? This is the main method. If you do not selecting the main method, you can manually write it. So public, static, void, and main, right? This is the main method. Public is nothing but the access modifier, right? How I can access that complete method? So mean public means everywhere can access it, right? Then static is the non-access modifier, right? So non-access modifier will be like static, final, right? All this stuff, right? So slowly you can get to know what is the difference between the non-access different non-access modifier available, and what is the importance of each and every non-access modifier. Void is return type, means main method will not return anything by its own. So you have to rely on the other kind of code, lines of code. So that is the reason this is the simple thing, right? So public is the access modifier, static is the non-access modifier, void is nothing but the return type, and main is nothing but the method name, right? So that is the thing, right? So here return type but return nothing because the void. So in the method you can get to know what is the importance of void and the other return type, right? Other return type means that particular part will be returned, right? It will be data type, integer, character, right? All this stuff, string, right? And then what is the SOISO method? So system.out.println, right here. Okay, and this is the kind of message I want to print it out. So this is the message I want to print it out in the console. So system is nothing but the class which is predefined in Java. So from where it is coming? System is coming from Java, and it's a class in Java. So out is nothing but is the instance of print stream type, which is public and static member field of the system class, and println is the method name where you are typing some kind of, right, text or message which will be printed in the console. So that is the right definition of these two important methods in Java. I don't think that people will ask the questions in the interview, but in case you are as a very kind of learner, right, you want to crack some job as a fresher, then people might ask this question as well. But for the experienced person, I don't think that is kind of. But yeah, for your clarity, you should always need to know, right? Always have the confidence that what is the each and everything, right, term is meaning, signifies. So that will help you, right, to let someone know that this is the importance of all this term. Without knowing the thing properly, it might be difficult to work right, in depth. Then next is the Java comment. So what is comment, right? Comment you already seen in the mail, you can comment something, right. So if you in case some person is staying, you can also comment something. But in Java, comment is sometimes similar. You guys can kind of phrases only. But comment means, so you want to write something, but that will not impact the program, right. So that will kind of stuff will be there, right, but it will be disabled from the execution. So comment can be used to explain Java code and to make it more readable. Comment are English phrases or word used for code documentation. Java support single line and multiple line comment. Comment in Java make the code readable. It also make the code disable from execution. Single line comment can be implemented with the help of two slash slash or forward slash, and multiple line comment will be starting with first line, right, slash star, and end with star slash. So sometimes suppose say you are having 500 line of code, right. So what happens, you are having few important method, right, 10 method you have written. So you need to use some comment so that you can describe the objective of each and every method, right. Suppose say tomorrow or 6 months time you need to modify that same line of code, and you might be kind of not able to understand what is the objective of the method, right. But if in case you are giving some comment, you can easily understand. Or maybe you left the project or you left the organization, right, some other person came who is very new to the project or organization, so they can also have a look from the comment, right, which will not impact your code, but this is explanation is giving so that you can definitely have a look, right, and you can update the thing based on the explanation already mentioned as part of the comment. So let's see couple of line, let's write couple of line, right. So now if you run your code, right, what will happen, it will print the 5 different, right, line. So it will be test like that, 5 lines, right, in the console. But say I don't want to execute maybe one line, right. So for single line you need to make double slash, right. So that is a kind of disabled, color is getting changed, right. And if you want to kind of disable multiple line, so it will start with slash star and should end with star slash. Okay, so multiple line I can disable it, right. If you want to again enable, so you just need to remove that slash slash or other, right, slash star or star slash from the start and end line. So that is the way, right. If you don't want to make some code to be executed, you can disable the code from the execution, so that those line will be not be removing from your program, right, but it will be not be affect your execution, it will not be considered during your execution. So now say I want to disable all the line, that is another alternative, select all the line, click on the source, add block comment, so not a single line will be executed, all will be commented out. So that is the beauty of the comment part, right. So in case you want to add some kind of thorough analysis of each and objective of the code, right, you can add it so that other person can get to know easily what is the all about, what are the important steps they need to do, how they need to modify all this stuff. So that is the Java comment all about. So any questions guys so far from this couple of first couple of slides? Okay, cool. Okay, okay, so then Java data type. So what does it mean by data type? So data type is a classification of type of data that a variable object can hold in computer programming, right. So Java primarily support two type of data type, one is the primitive, one is the non-primitive. Primitive is having a 8 type, out of which 4 type we can say first part, integer, relational, character and conditional. And within the integer we are having byte, short, integer, long. And in the relational we are having float, double, with like kind of decimal part will be there. Character part is a kind of character A to Z. Boolean it will be two value, true or false. So byte is 8 bit, means 2 to the power 8, that is the total number it can hold. So it will go, right, 2 to the power 4 minus 2 to the power 4, then 0, then plus 2 to the power 4 minus 1, that will, this will be the length, right? So, so 2 to the power 8 means 256, like that, right? 256. So how the data will vary? So it will start with minus 128, minus 127, like that, 0, and then it will go to plus 127. So it is 256 character, right? 256 digit. So short 2 to the power 16, integer 2 to the power 32, long 2 to the power 64, float it will be decimal value it will contain. And non-primitive means kind of reference data type. In Java, like object, classes, interfaces, string, array, these are the reference type. Okay. So let's try to declare some data type here. So how we will define the data type? Right? Suppose say integer I. So I is the variable, int is the data type, and you need to give equal to sign, and you can define some value, right? So that is the way. Data type is nothing but the placeholder, right, or the classification where you will be storing the data with the data type classification. Now if you want to print the value of I, right, so it will be integer, okay, and you can print the value here. So integer will only having the no rounding value, I mean sorry, no kind of decimal value, right? If you want to enter some decimal here, right, and data type is still remain integer, it will throw the error. You could see error message is coming here. What is the error message? Cannot convert from double to integer. Either you need to change it to double or you need to remove that part. So that is the way data type is very very important. It is defining, right, that what are the different value you can hold for the once you are defining the data type. Okay. So if you change it to double, double, so now it will not be having any impact because double can hold the decimal value definitely. So it will not be having any impact, right? You can able to see the value is getting printed, right? Now say character, right? So that way you need to kind of think double, you can give the variable name as d or d1, d2, d3, character c, c1, c2, c3. So character it will be only single digit, right? So a to z, right? So that way you can define character data type, right? I can define data type called boolean or are case sensitive, right? B, it will be either true or false. All are small word, right? True. Sorry, here there will be no digit double. This is the true or false, right? Now if you want to print out the value, you can definitely print it out. The variable value you need to print, so that automatically will print the value of the variable C, and then you can print the value of Z, right? B, boolean. So that is the way, right? You can define the variable with the help of the Java data type, and you can assign some value, right? And then you can use them as and when required. So in case boolean 1, right, you want to add it true 1, so it will throw error because that is not matching. Only the boolean value will take true or false, but not outside true or false. Similarly the character, you can only add a to z, right, but if you want to add 1, it will not enter, right, it will not take, right. But in case I might not be showing any error, let's see, run it, but it should be only character a to z. Okay, it is printing maybe one digit character, but it should not be the case. Only it should take 1 to z. Or in case you want to give 2 more character, right, you could able to see the error. Okay, so it should take may only character part a to z. Now the other part will be covering, but here maybe if you want to define something called string, right, so other part will be covering in the upcoming session or upcoming topics. So let's define something called string. So string will be within the double quote. So that's why you need to define, suppose say string s, suppose say Java, right? So that is the way you can define within the double quote, right? So that can hold alphanumeric character. String can hold alpha, numeric and character, right? So if you want to print the value of s, just you need to print the value of s here. So that is the way, right? Data type will play an pivotal role for defining the variable, and once you define the data type and based on the data type, right, you need to assign the value, otherwise it will throw the error, right? You cannot assign the value, right, outside your data type. Okay, so same way, right? If you want to define something called sort, suppose say s1, right, equal to say any value, suppose say 30, you can define it, right? So what is the sort range? Is 2 to the power 8, right? Means minus 128 to 1 plus 127. But if you define 300, so it is going outside the range and it will not allow, right, to sort. What second, sorry, not sort is 2 to the power 16 byte. I can define byte. So byte range is 2 to the power 8, right? So you can see error message is coming because byte only can hold minus 28 or minus 128 0 to 127, so 300 going outside range. So either you need to change to short, integer or long. So definitely that value will not change, right? It will be within the budget, right, within the limit. So it will not error. Either you can make it short or you can make it integer. So that way you can just solve the problem, right? So that way data type will be very important, right? First you need to define the data type, then you need to define the variable, and then you need to assign the variable value, right? Assign the value for the variable. Then what is variable? So definitely it has a link, completely linked to the data type. So variable, what is variable? It's a container, right, which holds the value while the Java program is executed. A variable is assigned with a data type. Variable is a name of memory location. So Java variable are very case sensitive, right? So in case I am defining something variable, something called capital A or small a, it will be different. So variable name should not match with the Java keyword or reserve word. So suppose say here I am defining something I, right? And next time I want to print capital I, right? So we will print some value. Let's see. You could see error message is coming. Why? It is I only, but it is uppercase or lowercase. I cannot be resolved to a variable because that I did not define it, right? So that is the one of the important thing. It should be very case sensitive. Variable names should not be matched with Java keyword or reserve keyword. So in Java there are some lot of reserve keyword is there, like kind of double, character, boolean, for, while, do while, main, static, public, private, void, right, try, catch, all this stuff. So you cannot create a variable with this value, right? Suppose say I am creating I want to create something called try equal to 20. Will it allow me? Integer try, you could see error message coming because that color, right, the violet color means already reserved keyword in Java, right? That is the color. So you cannot use those colors a bit, but if you use try one, that will be not be a problem because try one is not reserved, try is reserved. So you can create the variable with the help of try one. But if you mention try, so immediately your compilation error will come, right? You could see syntax error on token, invalid variable declared ID. So it will giving you suggestion. So you cannot use the reserved keyword as a variable name. Variable name must not exist 250 characters. So whenever you are defining some variable, it should be within 250 characters only, right? The value stored in a variable can be changed during program execution. It can be changed. Suppose say I have declared double I called like that, right? So if I change the variable value, I can change it anywhere before the it's used in program declaration. So now I am using 20, 32 like that, here 40. So what value it will take whenever it will be printing out? So latest value, whatever is latest, that value it will take. So it will not consider this value, it will not consider this value, it will consider the latest value, latest updated value. So now if you want to run your code, you can see there is 3 times I have defined the value for I, right? So variable need to be data type need to declare only one, but value you can change unlimited number of time, but latest value it will take whenever it will be executing the program, right? Then whenever you are declaring some variable, right, you cannot use the variable, right, before the data type. So always you should to define data type. And right, another important thing is that suppose say here I am printing out, right? So unless you are defining the variable of the value, you cannot use it, it will throw the error. So here what is the problem? So it is same line of code, just I am make up and down, but this problem means it is coming problem because here, right, the I you did not define before using it, you already defined after that, but it will not having any impact. So whenever you want to use it, before that you need to always define it. So that is the another important point, right? You need to define it, after that you can use it, right? So that is the important different kind of parameters or the concept of the variable, Java variable. Then how many Java variable is available in Java? So primarily there are 3 type of variable available in Java. Is local variable, instance variable, and the class or static variable, right? So let's try to understand the definition of these 3 variable. Local variable can be declared in the method or the block. So I'll be covering the method part, but let's first simply create a simple method called void test. So that is the method syntax, right? You need to give the return type, then the method name, and method should be declared within the class, not in the main method, guys. Okay, so we need to declare the method inside the class. Okay, so here I'll be declaring a variable called integer, say I1 equal to 20. Then I can print out the value I1. Okay, I'll be creating 2 more variable called integer I2 equal to 30 and static integer I3 equal to 40. So that is my 3 variable. This is called static variable or class variable, static var. This is the local variable, and this is called instance variable, or other, I think, yeah, instance variable. Okay, now how can you understand the importance of 3 variable and how can define them, right? So whenever you are using any variable called local, right, you cannot use it outside that block or method. This is the method, we can only use it inside that method, right? So this is my main method, right? Let's comment out this thing here first. Okay, so if you want to use it, I1, what will happen? You could see error message coming. So you cannot use local variable in the main method, right? I1 cannot be resolved to a variable. Then can we use the I2, which is the instance variable, in the main method? You could see error message coming. So for the instance variable, you cannot directly use in the main method. but there is some alternative is available. I will show you what is the alternative. So for that you need to create a object or instance. That is the reason it is called instance variable. After the object or instance of the class is created, then you can use this variable. But whenever you are defining something called static, that variable you can immediately use in the main method without any object or class or creation. You could see there is no error message, and if you run your code, it will display the output as 40. Okay, so static variable, in case you are declaring some variable called static, that will be static in nature. And what is the definition of static? That you no need to create any object or instance of the variable, you can just simply use in the main method. But in case you are just simply declaring some in variable inside the class, right, inside the class, that is called instance variable. So if you want to use that variable in the main method, you need to create an object or instance. So how you can create the object or instance? You need to use the class name, then you can create an object or instance, anything name you can give it. Then you need to use equal sign, new keyword, and then the class name. That is the way you need to create the object or instance. Class name, this is the object name. You can give anything, object 1 2 3 4 5 6, like that, any variable or object name. Equal to sign, new keyword, and then your again class name and the bracket, right? You need to enclose it. Now you can use the variable with the help of the object, right? So I'll be using here object. Then if you press dot, you can see I2 variable will be coming. So from where it is coming? It is coming from the session 3 class. I have defined what is the return type. Return type is integer. Now you can print out the value of the I2, which will give you print you now as 30, right? But that local variable you cannot use it directly in the main method, but you can call the method where you can print out the value of the local variable. But local variable you cannot directly interact in the main method without the method name, without the method whatever you are already having in the class. So how can you use it? You need to use object dot method name, method I will call, right? Then you can print out the value of the local variable. So local variable you cannot interact directly. So there are three variable. Static variable you can immediately use in the main method. For the instance variable you need to create a object or instance of the class. Then with the help of the object you can use the variable. And for the local variable you cannot directly use it. So you can use it either with the help of the method only. There is no other alternate way. Now you can use, we have used the three variable, but the three different approach, guys, right? So that is all about the variable, guys. So any questions so far? Data type and variable. Is it clear, guys? I'm going slowly, but try to understand the concept. So those concept, right, if you understand, so it will look very easy. Okay. The next one will be the object and classes. So classes we are defining, right? Here we are defining the classes, right? We can create another classes as well, right? So how can I create a classes? So that is the syntax. Suppose say let's create a class called public class, suppose say student class, right? And you need to end with bracket. So you can create kind of class. One second. Hmm. Yeah. Here you need to define some. One second. Let me see. Okay, no need to give any access modifier, so class will be fine if you need to manually create a class. So class student, yeah. So class name, and then you can just give the name of the class. So if you want to create more class in the same right class, you can create multiple class as well, but that is the main class. It is matching with the session3.java. Now whenever you are creating any class, right, you need to define some variable. So I'll be defining some variable called student. Will be having some what are the different properties will be student having, right? Suppose say age, that is the variable, right? Integer, definitely is integer only. Then student can have roll number, right? Roll number. Then student can have name. So what is the data type for the name? String. It will having alphanumeric, right? So these are the different kind of stuff student can have, right? Now say how I can use this, right? Variable, right? So you need to create a object or instance here, right? So I'll be creating object or instance student s1 equal to new student. So that way I need to create a object here for the class, right? After that, if I want to print out the value, right, I need to use that object. I need to use the age variable. Then I need to use the roll number dot roll, and then dot name. So that is the combination of object and the class. Okay, so let's go to the slide. So an object in a Java is the physical as well as logical entity, whereas class in Java is a logical entity only. A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. An object is an element of an application representing an instance of a class. An entity that has state and behavior is known an object. So object is physically exist as well as logically exist, but class is not physically exist, it is a logical one, right? So object is like chair, table, ball, right, cycle, bike, all this stuff. So in case I want to give an example of the object and class, is suppose say class, animal is a class. What are the object? Human being, cat, dog will be the object, right? Then suppose say in case I want to give a object name called fruit, right? That, sorry, class is fruit, but fruit is not kind of really exist, right? Can you call a something called fruit? No, because these have different name, right? It can be papaya, it can be guava, it can be grapes, it can be apple, right? Watermelon, like that. So these are really existing, that is called object, but class is a kind of all this stuff, right? It can be flower, it can be fruit, right? It can be animal, like that. So that way you have to define the class, and in case you want to create an object, you need to use that way, right? The class name, then object, and then equal to new sign and the class name. So class I have defined, and I have defined some variable inside the class, right? That is specific to the class, so that is not can be accessible outside the class. So I defined the variable, but I did not define any value, right? And here I have tried to create an object of the student class, and I have tried to access them. So can anyone tell me what are the output it will be printed out for the student class? So for the student class I have defined the variable, but it did not define any value. So what are the value will be printed out, or whether it will be printed some error in the console? Can anyone tell me? Guys, let's try na. So I have defined a class called student. Then here I have three different variable: age, roll number, and the name. Name is string, roll number integer, and age is also integer, right? And here I have created a right object s1 for the student class, and I am trying to print out all the variable. But though I did not define the value, then what the value will be printed, or it will throw an error in the console. Anyone can give a try? Why you are so silent, guys? No. Any other want to give a try? Yeah. Partially correct, but for age and roll number it will be 0, and for name it will be null. Any reason why it is getting printed? Why it will be printed out? Let's try to run it first. Then I will clarify. So that is the concept. If you are very clear on the concept, you can really, right, get to deal with that easily. You can easily deal with those things. So you could see why it is 00, age and roll number is integer, it is 00, and name, it is coming as null, it is a string. So in case you are not defining any value, so it will take the default value of the variable. So for the integer, default value is 0. For the double float, default value is 0.0. For the string, default value is null. So that is the reason it is coming that way, right? So now if you want to define the value, how can you define the value? So after creating the object or instance, you can use it, s1 dot age, and you can define the value here. Suppose say age is say 10, s1 dot, based on that data type, right? Roll number, suppose the student roll number is say 2, and then s1 dot name equal to, it is a string, so you need to give it a double quote. It's okay, say Rahul, right? Now if you want to print it out, so definitely whatever value you have defined here, it will be printed out accordingly. So that's why you need to define the value. Why I did not define the value here? In case you are defining the value here, right, you cannot create multiple variable, multiple object. So what are the value you need to define in the main class level? Suppose say in case your class name will be fixed across all your object, then you should define. Suppose say I'll be creating one more class, string school or institution, right? And here I can define, right? Suppose say equal to say any kind of institution name, right? Suppose say Jawaharlal Nehru University, MES, okay, or maybe any other, right? Anything. So where it is coming, string, yeah. Okay, so whenever your thing will be common, any variable will be common in nature, you can define the value. So every time you no need to change the value. But in case it is not common, right, you should define only the variable name in the class name. So what will happen now if you want to create multiple object, right? Suppose say I'll be creating one more object here. So you need to define called, it will be unique in nature, so s2, right? And here you can give something called s2 age equal to 20, age equal to like 12, right? s2 roll number equal to say 20, right? Name again equal to Rajiv, right? And you can print out the value also accordingly, s2 name, s2 roll number, and s2 age. And now if you want to print out the value of that also, right, institution, right, because it is common, all the student whoever is kind of starting under the same institution, it will be common in nature, right? It will not vary. right? So that is the way you can print it out. So you can define the value at the class level, right? So it will be s2 dot institution, but the same value will print it out, right? Now let's try to run it and let's see. So that is the relation of object and classes with the variable and the right kind of global variable. Sorry, no need to declare static, no need to, because we are already creating an object or instance, na. That is the reason, no need to declare any static. In case you are not using any object or instance, you need to declare the static. Yeah. Yeah, anyone is asking something, because I am not able to hear, but in the background some noise coming. So in case you want to directly use it without object or instance, that way you need to use some static, right? Here static means you can directly use it without creating the object or instance, right? Here you could see I am directly printing it out. But in case you are creating object or instance, there is no need to declare static. Okay, is it clear, guys? That is the very important object and the class relationship with the variable. Yeah, you can define, not be a problem, na. So you can also, after defining something static, you can, static means you can create an object or instance and you can use it, or without object or instance you can use it. So that is the difference. Yeah, static means after creating the object or instance you can also use it, but before creating the object or instance you can use it. That is the main important method, important attribute of the static. So it will not having any impact. Yeah, it will be. Yeah. So static means without creating the object you can use it, and with creating an object you can use it. Statics means. So it will not having any impact. Okay. So we'll go to the next topic then. Yeah. Please mute, otherwise some noise is coming. Yeah. Then the operator in Java. So primarily there are four type of operator: arithmetic, relational, assignment, and the logical. Arithmetic like kind of subtraction, addition, multiplication, deletion, right? Modulus, increment or decrement, right? So let's see here how we can use the operator. Let's comment out. Integer a 20, right? So if you want to print out the value, right, so you can do it like that, a plus b, right? You can use it also. Similarly, multiplication and division you already do it. Then the modulus, I think modules. First let's division, then modulus. So modular is nothing but the remainder part, right? So let's yeah, go, maybe let's give the value as 50, or here you can give the multiplication. Yeah, right, you can do. Sometimes suppose say you need to verify that after adding 100 it's working fine, or after concatenation, right? All this stuff you sometimes you need to do. So you could see plus is coming. That is very simple, right? I mean, then you can see a divided by b, it is only coming. So 50 divided by 30 means 1 point kind of 67, right? But it will come to the only that part, decimal part. That will remainder part will be termed. Yeah, this is the remainder part, right? So 50 if you divide 30, it will remainder will be 20, and multiplication part. Then I will let you know what is the pre increment and what is the post increment. So that is called increment operator. Okay, so if you want to print a and then a a right, let's comment out first a plus plus, what is the value it will printed out? It will printed out 50, right? And it is called post increment, right? And what the value it will printed out? It will printed out 50 only, and here it will be printed out 51, but value is a. Why? Because first the value of the a will be 50, then it is value is post increment. After printing the value, it is incremented by 1, right? And the next time whenever you will be calling, your value of the a got changed to 51. So that is the reason next time whenever you will be calling, it will be coming as 51. So that is called post increment. Okay, 50, 50 and 51, right? Now comment out everything. Let's see the pre-increment. So here say instead of a plus plus, so let's print out plus plus a. So here it will be 51, because it is incrementing by 1, then it is printing out the value. That is called pre-increment, and next time also as that value is holding by the variable, also it is 51, right? So let's try to run it. Let's see what is the how it is behaving, the pre-increment part. So it is coming as 51 51, right? Is it clear, guys? So that is the two thing, but same thing, but it is behaving different way, right? Pre-increment and the post-increment part. And then the relational operator, right? I mean, is it easily understandable in case it is equal to, not equal to, greater, less, right? Or less equal to, it will be like that only. So I'll be showing you one or two example. Then remaining you can try, right? So here it will be like that. So relational operator. Here it will be whether a equal to b, it will be giving it true or false. Equal to b means in case it is equal, it will giving it true, otherwise it false. Right? Greater, less, you can give it not equal to, that is the sign not equal to. So here it will be giving it true, not equal to, right? That is the sign. So either it will giving you true or false. So equal to definitely false, because the value is 50 and 50 not matching, but not equal to will match, it will giving you true. So get up, then in case it get up, then it will giving you true, like that, false, like. The next one is the assignment operator, right? Third one is. So how the assignment operator will behave? So say here a b c value is there. If you want to print the value, it will print 50, right? And here if you just change it to a plus plus, right, what will be value? It will be displayed, the value will be displayed 51, because that is already incremented by 1 before it using, right? You could see 51. So means a plus plus means it will be incremented by 1, but in case I want to increment by 10 or decrement by a minus minus, also will decrement it, right? How you can do it? So it will be like a plus, right? That is the symbol, you need to use it, and then you need to keep that something called, right, 1 second, that sign you need to use, and then you need to assignment operator a plus equal to, you can give it here a plus equal to, you can give it suppose say 10. So it will be incremented by 10, and then value will be displayed here, it will be 60, So that is the operator, right? Assignment operator, right? You could see. So if you want to decrement, right, minus, so it will be 40. 50 minus 10 equal to 40. So a plus plus or minus minus will be incremented or decremented by 1. But in case you want to decrement, increment or multiply by multiple times, so you can do it. If you want to, right, multiply by 10 times, so you need to star use. Star equal to 10, it will be 500. So that is the way these are the operator will play an important role. Okay. So that is called assignment operator. And logical operator means, suppose say it will only applicable for the boolean value, right? In case you are having two variable called true and false, right? So you already know. In case not means, in case both true and false is there, so it will be true because it is not matching. And ampersand is only for whenever two will be true only, then it will be true. And logical or means double pipeline, right? Means in case any one is true, it will be giving you true, unless it will be false, right? So let's see here, create two variable, right here. Here it will be nor. 5 symbol. Yeah. So here it will be true because it is non matching. Here it will be false because true and false equal to false. Here anybody anything is true, it will be printed out too, right? Because logical nor. So this is the concept from the logic gate, right? In case you have started the logic gate. Okay. So that is the different operator is called logical operator. So this is the main important four operators available in Java, and definitely you can try to perform some actions so using the four operator. Then the string. So string part you already know how to define the string, right? So it will be alphanumeric character, right? We need to invert within double quote. So string is sequence of character written in double quote. String may have alphabet, numeric and special character. The java.lang.string class provides many useful methods to perform operation on sequence of character value. An array of character works same as Java string. String can be created using the new keyword as well. So you can either three way you can directly define a string, or in case you are having multiple character value, then you can convert it to string. So that is the second way. Or with the help of the new keyword, you can create a string. So this is the three way you can convert a string or create a string. So what are the important methods available in the java.lang.things class? So these are the important method, right? So I was saying that sometime we need to concatenate, right? So let's see here. So say here I have declared an integer variable, right? 50. Okay, and let's declare some variable called string. String is 1 equal to Java. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the output here for the first two code? What is the output for the first line and second line? Guys, are you awake or you are sleeping? So what will be the output for the first line and the second line? Yeah, second one. Yeah. So in case it is a integer, double, all this stuff, right? So plus will be used as a kind of addition, right? Or okay, or okay. Whereas for it is a string, so it will be used as a concatenation, right? So it will concatenate because string and numeric part cannot be added, so it will be concatenate, right? So that is the symbol called concatenate. In case suppose you need to add something on the string value, so you can use it plus operator. So previous or before or after, like, so it will be concatenate. But for it's a numeric part, right? Integer, double, sort, right? All this stuff it will be added, right? Addition. Yeah. Yeah, it will be not be a problem. Yeah. Let's see. So it will be previously 50. It will be just concatenate, pre or post. It will not having any impact. Okay. 50 Java 50. Okay. Then the character at, right? In case you want to say that particular location which character is signifies, right? You can use it. So in everything Java will start with 0. So in case you are having 10 digits, so your position will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. Okay. So you can compare two string with the help of the compare method, compare to, right? In case it is equal only, right? It will show you suppose in case it is equal, right? In case it will 0, otherwise non-zero value. So that way you can see whether your two string is equal, right? So you can press and you can get the method, right? You can see compared to ignore equal case means you can ignore the equal case, right? Lower case, upper case, you can ignore it. Or simple means it is not ignoring it, right? So that is the way. In case it is a matching, it will show you 0, otherwise it will be showing giving any positive or negative value. Means it is not matching. You could see that is 0 matching. In case it is not matching, so it will not match. It will give any positive or negative value. Then equal ignore case I already mentioned, right? Equal ignore case means in case like Java capital or small, you can output be true. And if you want to get the length here, right? So Java is there, right? Total what is the length? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 length, right? So you can get the length here. So what is the length of the variable? So you just need to press the variable and then dot. You can get all the important methods available in the string class length, right? That is the length. What is the it is coming from the string class. Guys, let's try to understand also, right? Whenever you are typing some method, you can show what is the method name, from where it is coming, string class, what is return type, integer, right? So it will give you length as 4. So in what is the indexing? 0, 1, 2, 3 means total 4, right? If you want to replace something, right? Suppose say I want to replace, right? So s1 dot replace, okay, replace, right? What is the character you want to replace? Which character you want to replace? You need to give it, right? How you can give it? Because character only, right? So it will be within the first code. Suppose the Java a part I want to replace with e, right? So it will be jv, right? jev instead of Java. So these are the important method. Why? Sometime it might be required in the real time also, right? Not immediate basis, but whenever will be right going long in the framework part. These are the important method might be helpful, right? To I mean store something up from the string data type, and then you can validate it, right, with the help of the different assertion. You can make to lowercase uppercase. Suppose in case something mixed of match uppercase lowercase there, or all lowercase, you need to change it to uppercase or lowercase, you can use to uppercase to lowercase trim, right? In case suppose say there is a space available in the starting of the string or ending of the string. If you want to remove all the space, white space, right, you can just use stream, so that only the alphabet part, middle part will not be stream, only the starting and the ending part will be stream. Contents, right, in case you want to check anything is containing that word, right. Suppose say you are having a page, right. So page means you are having 100 phrases, but if you want to search with some word, right, so you can just use content, whether it is containing that word or not. So that is your output, right. In case it is giving it true, it is there, it will giving you true, otherwise it will giving you false. So that is the way you can validate it real time, right. So suppose say here I am typing it like hello Java program. So just simple example, but in case you are having huge line, and if you want to search whether you're something called there so right, particular containing some word, right, s1 dot contents, some particular thing contents, right, either character or string, right, contents. So it will give you true or false. So that way, in case you are having 1000 phrases, and if you want to search whether the particular phrases is present or not in that particular code, right, you can definitely get to know. Yeah, true means hello is present, but hello one if you give it, so definitely that is not present, so it will be giving you false. Yeah, it will be false, right? It will be false. So that way you can validate, right? So you can add some assertion that in case it is true, it is your pass; in case false, it is fail, right? Yeah. Suppose say yesterday I was showing, right. Suppose say there are some drop down value, right. So suppose say there are 10 drop down value available, right. It is getting printed out, right. You already see how to print it out. Then if you want to check the whether particular option is there or not from the drop down, then you can just use and one, right, whether your drop down value is containing that word ABCD like that. In case it is matching, it will giving you true. In case it is not matching, it is giving you false in the real time. This is empty, right. You can check whether the string is empty or not, right. Empty means just double quote, no space, that means empty string. Start with, you can check that something is starting with or not, something starting with particular keyword or not, or end with, right, or substring. In case you are having a big string and if you want to get the only the substring part, right. So I am having hello Java program, I want to only print it out the first 5 words, then I can get some string, right. So sometimes that is also required, because I don't want to check all the part. Suppose say there is a some name, right. So I only want to check the name, not surname part. In case my name is matching, that is fine. I want to check some person is there with the name or not, right. So that I will be converting to substring, right. Either in the again index or again index, or I can give the index like that. This is different method. Begin and end I can do it, right, or I can only start with the begin index, so that whatever is beginning, after that all the thing will automatically print it out. And here if I give the begin index, right, so I can give it 0 to 5 or 5 6, so that are the simple thing. 6 0 to 6 will be getting printed. And if you give only starting index, so after that all the remaining part will be printed out. You could see, so 0 to 6 means 0 to till 5, after 6 it will not printed, so hello part. So that's why you can just give it 5 digits, 0 to 6. And if you give only here 6, so after 6 all the thing will be printed out, starting index. So that are the main important kind of methods available, you could see. So after hello everything is getting printed out, right. This is the starting index. So end part I am not specifying, so after starting all the part will be there. There might be couple of more methods, but these are the very commonly used methods. So you can give a practice here, so that you can get good confidence on the Java string method. Okay, then I'll go to the Java array. So in the interview also people will go in the same fashion, right. Suppose say they will go with the data type, then they will ask about the in string, sorry, then you ask about the character, then they will ask about the string, then they will ask about the array, then they will go to the collection framework. So that is the way sometimes people used to go in sequence, right? So in case you are stopping somewhere, then they can easily know that you do not have the knowledge in the Java as well. Okay, especially if you the person you are just trying to grab some new opportunity, right? You are still student, right? So that is the way it will help you. So I think at least 20% interview will ask that same way questions. Okay, starting with the data type, then character, then because data type based on the data type character is coming, and kind of string is nothing but a sequence of character. Then string is coming, then the array will come, then the collection framework will come, right? Because in array some limitation is there, right? Because in array you need to define the size of the array, and once you define the size of the array, right, so you cannot kind of increase it or decrease it. That is the problem. In case you want to increase it, that will throw the error. In case of you are having defined the size of the array is 4, you have defined only 2 value, so other 2 value it will take based on the default data type of the array. So in case it is integer, it will take the other value 0. In case it is string, it will take the other value as null, right? So array is a collection of similar type of element that have contiguous memory location. So an array is very common type of data structure wherein all element must be of same data type. So whenever you are defining something called array, it cannot be mix and match. No, it is not possible. Collection framework also is not possible. But the array drawback is that once you define the size of the array, it cannot be changed. So it will start with 0, it will go to element minus 1. User can store only the fixed size of element in the array. It does not grow its size during runtime. To solve the problem, Java collection framework like array list, linked list, all this part will come into the picture, and I will be covered in the last session like Java collection framework or JCF, right? Yes, yes, yes. So that's why they will ask the question, right, in the interview. So whatever I'll be covered in Java, so you no need to worry, right? 90% question will come from here only. Okay. So to solve this problem, collection framework is used in Java which grow automatically. So there are single dimensional array or multi-dimensional array. Single dimension means only single row. Multi-dimensional means row and column, right? So an array we can define in three-way process, right? So I will show you how we can define in two-way. One is the three-way process, one is the directly. Okay. So first go with the three-step process. So I will define a single dimensional array. Okay, so let's first go with the string. Okay, so first one you need to declare the array. You need to construct the array. We need to initialize the array. How will declare? So let's comment out everything. So first one we have defined string. So let's string. That is the data type of the array. Then the array name string array. Right, and this is the single dimensional array. That is the way I am defining single dimensional. Okay, so definition is done, declaration is done, right? Then the construction of the array means what is the size of the array, right? Then that is my variable array name equal to new string. Suppose the 3. Okay, so that is the second part. What is the first part? Declaration. Second part is the construction, means size. Third one is initialization. So how I will be initializing the array? So here string array 0, it will start with 0 to n minus 1, right? Suppose it is a string, so I'll be giving the value 1 second equal to Rahul Raghav, right? Third one In case you are not defining, right, so it will take the default value of the string. So you cannot increase the value. So once you are size defining the size, so it will be like that, cannot increase or decrease. So in case you are increasing, it will throw the error. In case it decreasing, the remaining part, it will take the default value of the data type. Raji. Now how can you print out? So that is the value you need to give it. So that is the way you can print it out. Okay, it is single dimensional array, and we are defining in three-step process: declaration, construction, and initialization. Other part we will learn another way. One is the multi-dimensional array, right? Two-dimensional, multi-dimensional means row and column, right? You could see same way it is getting printed. Another array we will construct it, which is integer in nature. So it is a two-dimensional. Suppose how I can define directly in a single step I can define. So that is the integer, then that is the one dimension, that is the another dimension. What is the variable name? Int add, right? That is the variable equal to sign. Suppose say in case I want to give, suppose say a row and column, 2 row, right, and 3 column, right? So say again another 1, 2, and 3. That is one of my row, and I can, that is one of my row. I can give comma, then I can go with 4, 5, 6, 6. I will end with. So that way directly I can define the multi-dimensional array, right? Then if you want to print it out, right, you need to use SYSO, and then you need to use the variable name of the array, and 2 dimensions you need to give it. So how it will look like? It will be 1, 2, and 3, and the next line it will be 4, 5, and 6, right? So this is your row 0, column 0. This is your row 0, column 1. This is your row 0, column 2. This is your column 0, row 1. This is your column 1, sorry, row 1, column 1. This is your row 1, column 2. So that's how it will be displayed, right? So if you want to get row 0, column 0, so it will be printed out 1, right? Similar way, if you want to give like row 0, column 1, it will printed out 2. If you want to give column 1, sorry, row 1, column 2, so it will printed out 6, right? Next time if you want to perform some operation called, right, row 0, column 0 with another variable. So suppose I want to subtract, right, row 0, column 0 with row 1, column 1. So what is the row 1, column 1 value? Row 1, column 1 value is row 1, column 1. That is my value 5. It will print out 1 star 5 equal to 5. Let's try to run it. So that is the one. Directly I am defining the array which is multi-dimensional. Single dimensional you can do here, it will be single dimension, and you just need to give it within the only one code, 1, 2, 3, like that. So that is single dimension, right? You could see 1, row 0, 1, 0 is 1, row 0, column 2 is 3, right? Then row 1, column 2, row 1, column 2 is 5, it is coming 5, sorry, column 2 is 6, right? And then the value of the row 1, column 1 is 1 star 5 equal to 5. So that is the simple thing. If you are able to understand, then you can perform different operations, multiplication, subtraction, all this stuff within the array element. You can verify, you can just add some insertion point whether the thing is matching with the expectation or not. Suppose say you are defining some array, you know, right, that my value will be Rahul. So your expectation you can give it Rahul, and actual whatever part is coming you can match it, whether it's matching or not. Then it is a matching, not matching, it is giving you false. So you can fail your test case. In case it's a matching, you can pass your test case. Okay. So guys, are you clear on the string and array? So I am trying to give all the options, because that will be, if you learn the concept now, it will be very very easy, guys. So that is the reason, just try to learn the concept wise. So that is something called data structure, but that is also part of the Java only. Okay, these are the part of Java. Yeah, sure. I'll be giving it, once the topics is covered, I'll be giving you around 700 interview question and answer. And I can guarantee that when, in case you are giving total 5 years automation experience interviews, 60 to 70% question you'll be getting common from there. And you can crack the interview in a single shot. Okay, no need to worry. Once the topics is covered, I'll be sharing that all 60 to 700 interview question answer. But that PPT will be also important, guys. Okay, right? So that concept might be, you will not able to understand the concept, right? In case I'm giving it right now, not possible. So I did not go do it in the same way. Just understand the concept first, practice, then go to the framework, try to develop something from your scratch, then gain the confidence, then go through the interview question answer, then go for the interview. It might take 3 months time, but yeah, be confident first. So that, yeah, in case they are asking anything to code, right, you can do it, not be a problem. Why you are worrying? Right, I can assure that if you go through my kind of PPT code, right, and other practice it, you can just also code it. So they will not ask you to create the framework, right? They will maybe giving simple example, maybe 2 line code, you need to write it. Suppose they are giving example that this is the drop down, how you will write the code, right? Just even if you are not able to exactly replicate it also, right, still it will be fine. But you can give that kind of part, right? Maybe that is the part, because nobody can say that I can write all the thing at the in the real time, because I have worked with 6 months before, right? So maybe I'll be struggling it, right? So it is not the theoretical knowledge, man. It is a practical knowledge. So practical kind of A or B can be changed, but your kind of whatever you are want to emphasize is whatever concept, that concept you need to clear it out. Okay. So guys, are you able to grasp the thing, right? Are you able to kind of understand the concept? Pallavi, Sajjad. Okay. In case you are not able to grasp the thing, right? In case you are struggling with somewhere, right? Just let me know so that I can repeat it again also, not be a problem. But objective is that please learn the Java concept, so that will help you, right? To whenever you will be going to the other way, right? So that will help you. No, I will not share. Okay, it will not help you guys. Why you are not understanding the thing, right? So, yeah, I mean, I will share on the ones that, I mean, at least 11, 10, 11 topics is covered. Okay, I'll be sharing. So, first, I already mentioned, right? Just try to follow my session. You can learn whatever you can learn, but unless you are covering my part, do not try to learn anything now for the next 1.5 month time. In case you are already completing my part, then you can learn, but I would say that just whatever I'll be covering, try to learn those things first and then go beyond that limit. So next 2 months time, focus on the thing, whatever way I'll be teaching you, right? Whatever topics I'll be covering, just do more and more practice on this one. Okay, that will be really sufficient to start your career 1 to 2 year automation experience resource. Okay, then you can, yeah, I used to say I'm sharing every day. No, in the mail, the code also, sample code also, and the PDF version, right, of the PPT. In every day I'm sharing the mail, and then the video whatever I am loading it, I'm sharing in the WhatsApp group. Just check your mail please, from my mail. Yeah, no, I mean, from now onward you will not able to see in my channel. I will make it private. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 video I used to make it public. Yeah, so you need to refer my link only. Okay, whatever I'll posting it. Yeah, but yeah, the PDF part and the code part, for practice it yourself, right, I'm sharing in mail, because that will be little lengthy, right? So that is the reason it is not possible in the WhatsApp group. It will be mail. Then the next topics will be Java loops, right? So loops part, you in case, yes, I think past few sessions you already see I am using for loop, right? So it is starting with some defining some variable in the starting with some 0, it is going to some n value, then it is going to some uh, n value or increment decrement operator, right? So you already see for loop, but here you'll be seeing other loop as well, while loop, do while loop. So why the loop is used? So there may be situation when user need to execute a block of code several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in the function is executed first, followed by second, and so on. Right? So when loop is used, whenever we want to go for the repetitive way, right? Same thing repetitive way with different variation, we will be going for the loop. There are primarily three types of loop available: for loop, while loop, do while loop. So for loop, whenever we know the number of iteration is fixed, then we will go for the for loop. While loop, whenever number of iteration is not fixed, we will go for the while or do while loop. So while loop, first we will check the condition. In case condition is not matching, so immediately while loop will fail. But do while loop, at least I want to execute the loop at least one times, whether condition is matching or not. So then I will be using the do while loop. So Java for loop is a control flow statement that iterates part of the program multiple times. For loop, repeats a block of statement for a specified number of times. If the number of iteration is fixed, it is recommended to use the for loop. So what is the syntax? For start value, end value, increment or decrement operator and the statement. Right? So I'll be using same way. So for integer I equal to 0, then I can go to 5. Sorry, 1 second. I less than 5 means it will go till 4, right? In case if you giving less than equal, it will go to 5, then I plus plus. So that is the incremented for loop, right? And then here you need to print out the value of the I. So for number of I, it is varying, and then it is every time it is based on the iteration, right? It is printing out. So it will print out 0 to 4, because I less than 5, it will go till 4. If you give equal to sign, it will go till 0 to 5. Okay. If you give equal to 5, right, it will go till 5, less than equal to. So that is the starting with 0 and it is go incremented. But if you start with large value, it is go to the lower value, so it need to be decremented, right? So you can use same way. So suppose I want to start with I equal to 10, then here it will be I getter, then it will go till 5 and it will be I minus minus, right? So it will be starting with 10 and it will go till 6, not less than, it will be greater than 5, because as and when value is greater 6 equal to 6, it will be printed out. Okay, it is starting with 10. Why? Or did not run, it might be. Yeah, it is starting with 10 because first program it is going till 5 and second one is starting with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So that is the way you can use the for loop. Let's comment it out because it will be used again. I will be showing how you can control the loop. So that is the for loop, right? You can go with the starting to the ending or ending to the starting. Then the while loop. So the what is the syntax is getting changed. First is initialization, then you are giving the condition, then your statement, then your increment or decrement operator. So in case condition is not matching, you cannot increment, it will not increment or decrement. So while loop statement in Java programming language repeatedly execute a target statement as long as given condition is true. So how will be, I'll be using the same syntax, right? Okay. So suppose I am defining it first, the variable integer I or j equal to say 20, right? So defining the value. Then while what is my condition? Condition is mean j, suppose say less equal to, I want to go till 30. So here condition is matching because starting with g, right? 20. Then second bracket. Then I want to print the value of the j. Then here increment or decrement. So it will be increment, and the other way it will be false. So that is the way where while loop is will be using. Okay, you could see here it is coming from 20, then it is ending with 30, right? In case this condition is not matching, so if you give it 10 less than equal to 0, so condition is not matching. It is starting with 20, but your condition is giving that you want to go till 10, but it is not matching at all. So it will not print anything, right? So as long as your condition is matching, it will go to the plus plus part. Otherwise, immediately condition is not matching, it will not go to the body of the loop. That is the while loop, right? And then the next one is the do while loop. So do while loop is that do while is the name itself, right? So interview will ask the question, what is the difference between the for while do while loop? How you can understand that do while loop will execute first, because the name is itself do while. So it will do at least one time. While condition is matching or non matching, that is different story, right? It will try to go for one time. So Java do while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iterations is not fixed, an user must have to execute the loop at least one. It is recommended to use do while loop. It executes a block of statement at least once, irrespective of the condition. First, the statement inside the loop execute, and then the condition get evaluated. If the condition returns true, then the control get transferred to the do, else it jumps to the next statement after do while. So initialization, then do the statement. So initialization, then do, then statement, right? Then increment or decrement. Then outside where condition. So what is the condition? That is the condition do while. But your part is still same, right? Do while, and you are ending with semicolon. So there is no difference, but your concept is different, right? So here you could see, right? Here not a single condition is not matching, still it will execute once, because this is the do. It will do at least one part, because here, right, starting with that it is doing that, then it will increment it, then it will check the condition. So that is the do while loop. So at least one time 20 will be executed, but in case it is giving you 30, definitely the remaining part will be also executed. But do means it will at least do one times, though irrespective of the condition is matching or not, right? So that is the 3D important loop is available in the Java, and whenever it is required, right? In case you know the number of iterations is fixed, you will go for the for loop. In case number of iterations is not fixed, you will go for the do while or the while loop. In case you want to first validate the condition, you will go for the while loop. In case you don't, you want to execute the loop at least once, you can go with the do while loop. Then there are two keyword available in Java, which is nothing but the break and continue, right? So with the help of these two keyword, you can control the loop, right? Okay. So how can I control the loop? So let's first see the for loop. So in the for loop itself, you can give some condition. Okay. So this is the for loop, right? Suppose here simply I am printing till 1 to 10, right? But in case I don't want to print 1 or 2 value, then what will we do? I can also use it. Suppose I want to print 0 to 10, but I don't want to print 2 and 5. Then I can also do use, right, here 1 to 10 is getting printed out. But even if I don't want to print some particular value, then how we can do it? So here I can use some if loop within the for loop. If I can give some condition, if I not equal to, right, not equal to, suppose say 5. If the not value is not equal to 5, and another condition I can keep it like ampersand ampersand. So you could see whatever you have learned you are implementing here, right? And I not equal to 7, remaining value I want to print it. So I don't want to print the I equal to 5 and I equal to 7. So here you need to give another more bracket here, because if should constraint with the bracket, and here you need to end the bracket. Yeah, that part will fine, right? So here I want to print I equal to 0 to 10, but I don't want to print 5 and 7. Excluding those part, I want to print everything. So it will print 0 to 10 excluding 5 and 7, right? You could see here 0 to 10 is coming, 5 is not here and 7 is not here. That way I can exclude it. So one or two thing I can exclude it. But in case I want to kind of stop something, right? So I would suppose say I'm giving simple example why this is used. So you need to go to the complex and you need to search a person, right? So that is your objective, right? So in the complex there are 100 flat, so you'll be going to 1 to 100 flat, right? But in case your requirement is matching at the 5 flat, your person A is, you are able to find it and you have already done your work. So is it really required to go to the remaining flat? No, because you already made the person, you have already completed the work. So that is the reason you need to break the loop immediately, otherwise you need to invest the time. So similar way in the programming also, right? As and when my condition is fulfilled or matched, I don't want to execute it, but you do not know when the condition is matched. So that is the reason within the loop itself, I will iterate one by one. As and when it is matching, I will terminate the loop. I will not go for the other part. So that is the help of the break keyword, you can terminate the loop. But in case you want to just keep a particular condition, right? So that particular condition is matching. As soon as it is matching, it will skip it, but it will go for the remaining part. Suppose say in your complex, right, you are having 20 flat, okay, but with one flat holder, I mean you do not have the good relationship and you don't want to go to his home. So what will happen? But you want to iterate to the remaining 19 flat. So you will be going to the one by one, but as and when his flat is getting matched, you will be skipping that part, but remaining part you will be continuing. So that is the thing, you can use the continue keyword. So that is the real-time example of break and continue keyword, guys. Okay, so I will show you how this thing will be matching here. Break and continue. Oh shit. So this is the for loop. I have given some condition. So loop control statement change execution from a normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that were created in that scope are destroyed. Java support break and continue control statement. When a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop immediately terminated and the program control resume at the next statement following the loop. The Java break is used to break loop or switch statement. It breaks the current flow of the program at specified condition. In case of inner loop, it will break only the inner loop. In case two loop is there, out of inner, it will just terminate. So let's see how we can implement the break statement. Okay. So here, so that is my loop, right? Here I can give some condition. If I equal to 5, I want to terminate the loop. right? So if I equal to 5, I will break the loop. If I equal to 5, I will break the loop. So this is my loop. I'll go here and this is the condition I'm giving it, and I'll break the loop. Then I'll print the value. Here I need to remove it. So that is the break. Okay. So this is the loop, and you need to give a condition when you want to terminate. So in case your condition is matching at the fifth place, so you just terminate the loop, right? So what will happen? So you can see the remaining part after 5 is matched, it will not be executed. Okay. So as and when condition is matching, it will be terminated the loop immediately. So similar way, suppose say you want to, right, you are having 20 variable, 20 kind of element in the web page, but as and when you're already inspecting one by one, but in case your thing is matching with the particular text field or the radio button on the drop down, immediately you will stop. You no need to validate the other remaining page. Yes, first session, second session I was showing, right, as and when you're kind of matching with particular element, immediately you will no need to inspect the other element. So that is the reason its break will be used, right? But here you can use continue as well, so that that particular thing will be skipped, but remaining execution it will not halt. So continue keyword can be used in any of the loop control structure. It causes the loop to immediately jump to the next iteration of the loop. The purpose of writing a continue statement in Java code is to skip the current iteration of a loop, right? But it will continue the remaining one. So that particular condition will be skipped, but it will go for the other way. The remaining condition will be matched. So that is a simple thing, we need to change it. So here it will go till I equal to, right, 0 to 10, but only 5 will be skipped, it will not be there. So as your condition is matching, that particular thing will be skipped and it will go for the next part, right? You could see here 0 1 2 3, 5 is not there, again it's there. So that is the concept of the, right, continue statement in Java. Okay, and along with the loop. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.